Good evening, and welcome along to the big show here on NVTV. Hope we find you well this evening. Now, during the week, we've been chatting to some great guests, haven't we?
We have indeed, Robin. Coming up on the show, we will be chatting to comedian Crissy.
We'll have some brand new music from the Northern Ireland band the Minnows. They're back with a great new single, a great new album as well, and we'll be chatting to Michael Rafferty from the band.
We'll also be taking another look at a holiday destination from last year's Holiday World.
And our very own Chloe Gilmore is here with the quirky news stories of the week. So that's what's coming up on the big show tonight. But as always, we start off the show by taking a look back at some of the more quirky news stories of the week. And our very own Chloe Gilmore joins us on the line. Hi, Chloe.
Hi, Chloe.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Really good.
So we're starting off talking about fast food again, aren't we? And McDonald's in particular.
Yeah, so last week we were talking about McDonald's straws and how they were apparently getting a lot of money online. This week it is a new scented candle, okay, which apparently smells exactly like a McDonald's cheeseburger. Mental. Online shopping site Grey Lines claims that the candle lasts for over 30 hours. Good quality candle. But it spreads the aroma of beef, onions, pickle, ketchup, mustard, and cheese.
Who wants to smell that in their house?
Wouldn't you like to have your house smelling like a cheeseburger?
No, I do not. Oh, no way, Jose.
Well, it's apparently proving a big hit with fans of the US burger giant. So it's sent to people into an online shopping frenzy. There are those big fast food fanatics that have just went crazy over this. I definitely wouldn't be wanting it in my house.
Well, I can see how McDonald's have done that because the smell of it alone would make you want to eat it. Then that means
you're going to sit there, you're going to end up getting so obese, you'll be sitting in your living room, sniffing your candle, dialing a McDonald's every 10 minutes. You'll end up like Jabba the Hutt, wouldn't you? But you know what? I'm going to order one just to see what it's like.
You have to test it out. How does one get the smell of all of those different things? I know with normal candles, it's oils from the plants and the flowers themselves. Are they genuinely just lifting out the fries oil or things like that there from the shop to make it? I don't know.
All right,
idea.
we got to try that. We got to get one.
Well, we'll get one and we'll see what it smells like.
All right, Chloe, what else have you got for us?
So, tell me this, guys. Have you ever owned of or dreamed of owning an island?
Yes, all the time, yes.
Definitely. Can I?
Well, there's one up in the market at the minute called St Andrews, also known as Little Ragged Island. It's a private island currently up for sale in the Bahamas. It's 730 acres of land with miles of beach, freshwater ponds, and also, Pauline, you'll love this, a pasture for cows.
Oh my goodness. A pasture for cows, which means I could probably have a horse on it.
Exactly.
How
yes.
much, Chloe?
Yes, we're down to know how much.
Put a list price in concierge auctions at 19.5 million. So, your entry price is only $100,000 to register for the auction. It would be very expensive, but it's completely private. You can bring your own plane and your helicopter. There's space to land it. It looks great.
Well, do you know what? See when they resell that again, because they will.
Yeah.
They'll get sick of it and want a bigger one.
Yeah.
Then that's the time
It'll come down in price
it'll come
then,
down, and then we'll have lifted our game, and then we'll buy it.
But what if everybody out there watching this formed a big consortium, we all got together and bought the island?
Yes, well, how many would we need? Because we'd all need, if it was 19, that means you need $1 million per person. So we'd need an awful lot of people.
Yeah, well, if you've got a spare $1 million lying around at home, get in touch. Right, Chloe, what else have you got?
So I've definitely been doing this, but everyone has been searching online for their special outfit for Freedom Day, the 21st of June. I definitely have been doing that, doing a wee cheeky online shop, preparing myself for going back out into the world after lockdown. But 45% of us say we're planning to go all out for our first post-pandemic event, and 15% have already started planning their outfits for that happens. But a lot of people are kind of saying, well, what's the things things we would want to leave behind in our wee going out outfits. And the top 5 fashion trends people want to dye in 2022 are tight jeans, pleather, thongs, rompers, and bodysuits. I love a wee bodysuit.
I love a wee bodysuit too. I think, yes, the tight jeans I'm quite over. I've already sort of moved away from those, although the odd time I like the white ones that are a little bit tight for the summer.
What about the pleather? You love the pleather, don't you?
I like the pleather. I do. The only thing is you do get a little bit sweaty in it, I have to admit. The bodysuit I love.
But this Freedom Day, surely it's just an excuse for you ladies to go online at the minute and do serious damage to the credit cards, isn't it?
100%, and I have definitely been doing that, Robin. New dresses, new coats, new shoes, new everything. I honestly need someone to take the cards off me at this point because I am so buzzing to get back out there and just see people again.
Chloe, what else have you got for us?
So the last thing I've got for today, honestly, genuinely turns me so much. So Northern Irish Chinese takeaway adds chow mein mixed with wham bar pieces to the menu. Oh,
This sounds disgusting, but you can get your sweet and savoury in one go.
Well, yeah, I don't know if that's really the right choice to make, but
I'm sorry, for those people who don't know what the wham bar is, remind us what a wham bar is, because I'm trying to remember. I remember the name.
It's one of those things that would rip the teeth out of you.
So it's like a sweet kind of freshers kind of thing.
Aye, it's the pink one. It's like very much like a fresher, yeah.
Oh,
very, very much. So, well, thanks to the whammy bammy chow mein, you can do one better and get your sweets straight away with your main course, like Robin said. A Chinese takeaway and tuck shop called the Rice Bowl in Northern Ireland has added the dish to their menu, owing to popular demand, apparently. For just £4.50, you can get chow mein noodles topped with pink sherbety wham chunks. The restaurant has announced the arrival of this new popular item via their Facebook page, where they also shared that the dish is apparently flying out the door. It's apparently really, really, really popular.
So this Chinese takeaway, it's up in Derry, so it is. So you could possibly give it a go.
Yeah, maybe we will the next time we're up that way.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Well, the post has been gaining lots of attention with 755 likes, over 6,000 comments. One of the ones that really jumped out to me, some person wrote, per George Michael, he loved wham bars too. But honestly, it's definitely not one I'll be trying. I'll let you do that one if you really want.
So what's it called again? Whammy Bammy Chow Mein?
Whammy Bammy Chow Mein, and you can get it for £4.50 from the Rice Bowl.
The next time Robin says to me, do you fancy something nice to eat, I'm going to go, I want a whammy bammy Chinese.
Yeah. And a big hello, by the way, to everybody at the Rice Bowl. We're coming to try that.
Hi.
So there we go. Chloe, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Chloe.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Bye.
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 Where were you when the sun went down? Where were you when the sky turned grey? Where were you when the band struck up the opening chords of another rainy day? Now there's one thing I know, I need you now, I need you now, I need you now, my darling. I remember when we were young, things were uncomplicated, life was fun, thinking of ways just to spend our days, instead of wondering where have the good times gone. Now there's one thing I know, I need I need you now, my darling. If you say you don't want me, if you say you don't need me, if you say you don't miss me, if you say you don't love me, then I guess that it's time for me to say goodbye.
Great song, that's called Where Have All the Good Times Gone? That's brand new from the Minnows, and I'm pleased to say that Michael Rafferty joins us on the line. Michael, how are you, sir?
Hi Robin, I'm doing well, thanks very much. Yourself?
Very well, thank you. So we're loving the new single. Tell us the story behind this.
The new single, I only realised actually the other day, Robin, it's the only song the Minnows have ever done in 3 decades that doesn't have a guitar on it. And it's a typical Minnows tale of lost love, reminiscing, and it's one I remember. I'd bought a new keyboard just to help me with the songwriting process, and it was one of those songs that just kind of came out. They happen from time to time. You lift a guitar or you have a keyboard, and the song just comes out, and you almost write it as you play it, and 5 minutes later, you have the bones of a fully fledged song. So lyrics and all. So I don't know where it comes from or how it happens, and it doesn't happen that often, but it happened on this occasion. The song itself is quite poignant because it starts off, harks back to where were you when the band struck up the opening chords of Another Rainy Day, which is our very first gig, and it's the very first song we ever played.
So taking you right back to the start, a lot of people will remember you guys were called Tiberius Minnows back then. You were on the Good Vibrations label in the beginning as well, weren't you?
That's right. We started the band in school in our A-level year. Really bad timing, about 3 months before our A-levels. So the teachers and all were kind of saying, listen, what are you guys at? And then it shaped all our choices, our university choices. We wanted to stay together. We wanted to go to Belfast together. We all moved down to Queens or Jordanstown. We entered a competition in the Errigal the Smithwick's Band of the Year, and we won it, which I didn't think was too popular a decision. We were the blow-ins from the country, and we won it, and kind of took off from there. Terry Hooley from Good Vibes was a judge on that particular competition, so. After winning it, we got a few really good support acts. We supported Belinda Carlisle in the King's Hall and numerous other big acts. And then Terry came around and he really loved Time Flies, which was kind of becoming our signature anthem. And he offered to put it out on Good Vibes. And the rest, as they say, is history. We did a few singles and more albums then on Good Vibrations, and then played bigger gigs, and it all kind of grew from there.
It always seems with Northern Ireland bands, there's so many great bands out there. I'm thinking of through the years, bands like The Adventures, bands like Energy Orchard, bands like yourself, who were always on the kind of cusp of making it big, but you never just got that little push. Is that something that disappoints you still today?
It does. I think it's notorious the fact that how difficult it was to make it from Northern Ireland, because given the times that we grew up in and the troubles that were ongoing, very few record companies or A&R men wanted to come to Belfast to hear or to see bands. So it really took you to be in the right place at the right time to do anything. I remember the Adventures, they made it to Top of the Pops, and they were fantastic bands, still are. They were a big influence on our kind of our development. Energy Orchard as well, as you mentioned, Robin, fantastic. And the four of us are another band that, you know, that we kind of were our peers, you could say. We all played the same gigs, we played with them. And again, they were unlucky. I think the four of us maybe got to number 41 or something with Mary. I think Aslan got to number 41 with This Is. So many bands, even an Emotional Fish, we're getting to the 40s.
Yeah.
And not just breaking into the top 40, and then to break into the top 40 could have really lifted them.
Which is crazy, because you go to a festival these days, everybody's singing those songs. They're such massive anthems.
Exactly. And we were at the Harmony Festival in Hollywood, I think it was the year before last, which was a brilliant event. And I think the Adventures, Aslan and the four of us were all on the same bill, and it was fantastic.
Heard the new single there, which of course is from the new album. They say the best things come to those who wait. We had to wait 10 years for a new album, didn't we?
I know. We're notoriously slow. And the sad thing is that our last album was called Leonard Cohen's Happy Compared to Me, and it was in and around 10 years from the previous album, which was Holy Lands, and that was based on where we were living as students. So we had Holy Lands, and then about around 10 years for Leonard Cohen's Happy Compared to Me, and we vowed, this is ridiculous, we're never going to let that happen again. And if you actually look at the time it took us to record this album and mix it, the time was actually very short, because it all came very naturally. We played most of it kind of in a live environment, and we've had the songs pretty much done, mixed and mastered. I would say ridiculously, it's probably been sitting on it for the last 4 years, Rob. And like, if you look at some videos we put out to promote the album, I look back at it, it was, as I said, it was about 4 years ago, and we were saying, and the album will be out in the spring or in the summer. But unfortunately, it's just life gets in the way, and you keep pushing it back. It's what do you push back? We'll get the album out later. And so all the other wee things you got to do, sort out covers and artwork, and those things all kind of took the most time. Of course, along comes COVID, and it wasn't the case that we had more time then to get it right. I think it was more a realization that, hey, this thing is serious. You know, are we all going to be here? Because at the start of COVID, none of us knew what was ahead of us. Let's get this out. So we had made contact with a journalist in Texas. His name was Frank Gutch, and he gave probably the best review we ever had of our previous album. So I had been sending him material from the new album, and he was loving it, and he was saying, this is amazing, and I can't wait to review it. And then sadly, he died of a heart attack.
Oh my
and it
God.
was kind of a bit of a wake-up call. It was a wake-up call for us, and then COVID kind of exacerbated it. We were saying, listen, we don't want, people are waiting for this album. We've been promising this album. We don't, you know, our friends, our families, ourselves. Let's get it out. Life's too short. Time is finite. Life is short and precious. So anything, we don't have time to be hanging about like we have been ridiculously. So that was one good thing that came out of it.
So the album's out now. Californian Poppy, it's called, isn't it?
Yes.
Where did that title come from?
It's a funny one, actually. We'd been kind of debating the title of the album, trying this and that, and we would think we have settled on a title, and then 2 months later you're going, no, I don't like that anymore. And it kind of, there was a guy in Canada, and he said, your music is it's like Americana with an Irish feel.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I wonder, is there any way we could get that in, some sort of Irish Americana, but none of it sounded good. And then I had also on social media, I had asked, does anybody have any good photographs, anybody have any good paintings, artwork, things that they think would make a good album cover? And a gentleman called Dan Leake, who we had never heard of, sent through a link to his website, and he took photographs of plants, flowers, amazing photographs. So I scoured through the photographs, and I found this one particular image, which is the cover of the album. And I said, I really love this. What do you call this flower? And he said, it's called the Californian Poppy. And then I thought, that's quite bizarre, because from what people had been saying, and lots of harmonies on the album. So in my head, I had visions of Laurel Canyon and the birds and the harmonies. And I was going, that actually sounds, it's almost a description of the music that's on the album. So I just thought it's one of those things it's fate. It was meant to be. That was meant to be the cover, and Californian Poppy, just, it kind of describes the music, but at the same time, there's got a wee bit of a mystery about it as well. So we just went for that one. So.
Let's play a little game now. I see your CD collection behind you and your wall there. I'm always fascinated going through people's CD collections to find out what they have. So I'm going to get you to reach behind you and pull out one of the CDs and see what you have. Go for it.
Okay, randomly?
Randomly, yeah.
Right, I'm not going to look, so God knows what this will be. Probably something really cringeworthy. Lucky Time by Bruce Springsteen.
I'm a big fan of The Boss. Yeah, that's good, yeah.
It's not even one of his albums. I have them all, but it's not one that I listen to a lot. So, yeah, pretty good.
All right. Try another one from the other side this time.
Jay-Z, The Blueprint 3.
Wow, from Springsteen to Jay-Z. That's eclectic.
It's not regularly on my playlist, but I probably bought this when Empire State of Mind came out.
Yeah.
And I liked it, and I liked the general vibe, so it's pretty good. I wouldn't be a Jay-Z expert, but I could put this on, and if I'm in the right mood, and that would work well. So
let's do one more.
One more. You remember these guys, Dodgy?
Dodgy, Good Enough was a great radio track.
Yeah, Good Enough.
Yeah.
I would have bought this in Dougie Knight's record store on Botanic Avenue.
I remember it well.
Record store. Yeah. Because there's no way I was going to buy Dodgy's album new on the strength of Good Enough. So it probably cost me about $2.50 in Dougie Knight's, or maybe Terry Hooley, Good Vibes, when Good Vibes was in Great Victoria Street. So
we're going to get all nostalgic now. I'm going to finish off by taking you back in time. We're going to play the video of Time Flies. This will bring you back.
Yeah. It's one of those songs too that becomes more poignant with every passing year. Because now you just can't say, "No, I wish it didn't fly so much. I wish it would bloody slow down." And it almost becomes sadder. It's one of those ones. I wrote it when I was a teenager. I didn't have any life experience when I wrote Time Flies, but it's still kind of a lot of it. The sentiment of it rings true today. Thankfully, I'm not stuck at home, and I'm not on the drink, and bills to pay, and the wife's not always nagging me. So I'm lucky I avoided that. I'm very happily married and with a wonderful family, and thankfully a decent job. So, but yeah, it's hard to believe it's actually all 30 years, Robin, since Time Flies.
Really? Wow.
On Good Vibrations.
Now we're all feeling very old. Okay.
Any idea how old it was? Dave Lee Travis played it on Radio 1. Terry Hooley from Good Vibes, he went to London with a bag full of vinyl singles, Time Flies, and he handed it out to the radio stations. He was very dedicated. Dave Lee Travis played it. And I remember he came out with a line, he said, "There's something wrong with the music industry if this band isn't signed." So unfortunately it turned out there must have been something wrong with the music industry.
Exactly.
Steve Wright, we were getting played by Steve Wright. I think possibly Mike Reid or Simon Bates as well. And you remember all those names from Radio 1 back in the day. They were the big DJs.
Yeah.
So things were looking rosy then. And they haven't turned out too bad when you look back. But
great memories from back in the day. Michael, great to talk to you as always. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. Here comes Time Flies. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Robin. Appreciate it.
I'm so young and scared, and not so smart. I still remember it, although it was so very long ago. And time flies, time flies, time flies. Yeah, Then I finished with primary, and adolescent puberty was rapidly approaching me, and girls were all that I could see. Girls were here and everywhere. What was she like? How did you fare? Well, that was all the boys would say. Love was a million miles away. And time flies, time flies, time flies. Yeah, And now I'm stuck at home. The kids just won't leave me alone, and the wife is always nagging me. I'm depressed as I can be. On the dole with bills to pay, it seems I've thrown my life away, and the drink is tearing me apart. I'll have to make a brand new start. One, two, three, four. Time flies, time flies, time
Now, let's talk holidays.
Yeah, we're going to go back to last year's Holiday World show and a destination close to home, somewhere that I can't believe we've never been to. We're talking about Galway this time, so let's find out all about Galway. Right, so we've got to find out about Galway now, and can you believe, ladies and gentlemen, that I've never been to Galway? So this lovely lady is going to tell me why I need to come to Galway.
Well, Galway, you just have to, west of Ireland. You can't get any more west. And at the end of the day, this year, 2020, is massive for Galway, Sitting County, European Capital of Culture. So an absolute massive year for Galway, for Ireland in a whole, and generally as well we have Discover Galway food experiences. So we're trying to bring it out and, you know, I suppose bring people back into earth and out where the producers are, and celebrating culture, everything, music, sport, every area. So Galway has it all, I think, really. So you have to come.
I will come. Now, I know about the culture because every year you've got a big arts festival, haven't you?
Correct, that's correct. The Galway International Arts Festival. So 2020 this year, is basically like Galway International Arts Festival on a whole bigger scale, on a whole year, and they've got like 23 European countries involved also, and everything from poetry, literature, music, craft, every visual arts, and the key thing is as well, they've actually got the public involved, so you know, community aspect of it. If you don't play an instrument, they're like, come on, get involved in the opening ceremony and bang a drum and we'll just do it, and it's brilliant. But that's what Galway's about, so.
Fabulous, okay. Tell us about sport as well. I see a hurley stick down here. Why is that here?
Well, we have a competition here. This is the famous Canning hurls. You might have heard of Joe Canning,
yes.
Famous hurler from Galway, from Portumna. So we have a competition here in Belfast, a signed Joe Canning hurl to go to someone very special up here in Belfast. And you don't need to, you could try play hurling, you know, but at the end of the day, it's a good thing to have. It's great sport.
It is. Now, tell us about some of the food as well, because I believe there's lots of food events happening throughout the year.
Yes. So basically, Galway is great for foodies as well and producers. We were European Region of Gastronomy there in 2018. So on Key and on, I suppose, moving on from that, this year here we've got cheese, Kylemore Farmhouse cheese. We've got Grams where another there with Lidl and stuff like that. So they've got chutneys and jams. And then we have Taste of Ore and More going to be here as well. So at the end of the day, we just want to bring the public to the producer. And, you know, in Galway we've got oysters, you've got meat, you've got everything. It's a great place. Okay, so if people are thinking about coming to Galway, how do they find out all the information about what's on throughout the year? Absolutely. So first of all, galway2020.ie. Go straight to that, and no matter what time of year you decide to come, there's something on. After that, then just have a look on the Fáilte Ireland and definitely on discovergalway.ie as well. So, and just generally all the social media, European Region and Gastronomy. If you're into food, you just gotta come. All right, you know what? I'm coming. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I'm going to Galway.
Okay, our next guest on the big show is a lady who we all loved in Benidorm, didn't we?
Oh, definitely.
I also remember her in a great film from quite a few years ago called Lady Bird, Lady Bird, which was absolutely brilliant. And I'm pleased to say she joins us now on the line. She's coming to Belfast, by the way, as well. It's Crissy Rock. Crissy, how are you?
Hi, Crissy.
Hello, how are you?
Very well, thank you. Thank you for joining us on the show.
Thanks for having us on.
So we got big news to announce. Once we get ourselves out of lockdown, you're heading back out on the road, aren't you?
I know. It should have been all done last year, but I'm made up now because it's going to be this year. So I'm dead excited coming to Belfast to the Black Box.
Black Box, yeah, the 9th of September, I think it is, when we come into Belfast. But of course, you've been in Belfast before. Last time we met was at Holiday World about 10 years ago.
I know, that was amazing, that, wasn't it?
We had a brilliant day. We had great fun as well. You're such fun, Crissy.
Oh, well, I just like to be, I like to keep upbeat, you know what I mean? And this third lockdown, it's absolutely destroyed everybody. I mean, I was sort of like getting a bit on the second one, but then you came out and you just come out and you was clanked back in again. And then you go, oh, if you'd done this in the beginning, we'd have all been out now. So it's like, but it has been tough on the third one, not just for me, for everybody. I'm frightened that if they open up again, it's going to be like the floodgates are going to open, and then before we know it, are we going to all be took back into the, you know, isolation again? That's the hardest. That's what's scaring me. But we can't think like that.
No,
we can't.
Moving ahead.
Have you had the jab and all, have you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get me next one next month.
Brilliant.
I felt dead stupid because you get a form when you go in, and you get tucked in a little box, and she said, have you got an EpiPen? I went, oh no, but I've got a Sharpie in my bag if you want to use it.
You're funny.
She went, no, in case you have an epileptic shock.
Let's talk about the stand-up show that's coming to Belfast. What can we expect from the show then?
Well, I've kept some old bits in, but I've put loads of new bits in. And the new bits I've put in, I'm hoping I can still remember them because I only had a chance to do it in Wolverhampton. And honestly, because of the scare of the lockdown, I slept with more people that were in the audience. I'm only kidding, I am, like.
Brilliant.
Of the open doors, is this the best kept secret in Wolverhampton?
So, Crissy, do you feel exposed doing stand-up?
No, I love it. I love doing it. I love seeing people like don't know what way to take us. You know what I mean? And then if they're miserable, and I say, "Have you ever seen that film, The Sixth Sense?" And the kid says, "I see dead people." I think I'm seeing them myself here. And then I go, well, I used to be a medium, but I'm a large now. And then I start talking about how when you get older, you get up and I'm keeping people away from cardigans because during the lockdown, I thought I'd buy myself a cardigan, a little comfort blanket, take the cardigan off, and there's these bingo wings flapping under my arm. I thought, where did they come from?
So it obviously comes really naturally to you. It's funny because, having been in Benidorm, I'm also an actor myself, and for lots of times I've been told, you'd be great at stand-up. Have you got any tips for me?
Never be afraid of the audience. And if you've never died, you've never lived.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like Lazarus when I first started. And then one day, it just all clicked into place. And I thought, what have I done right here that I'd done wrong before? But I mean, when I first started, I just done charity shows, talent nights and things like that. Because you can't buy your trade. You've got to learn it. And it's the timing that's more important. So to me, it's like smoking a cigarette. It's like, what's that thing there? Said to me, my husband said, you never tell me when you're having an orgasm. And I say, well, you're never there.
Oh my God.
My husband said, you never tell me when you're having an orgasm. Well, you're never there. So it's the timing of it.
Yeah.
You can get the timing right. But I mean, I've done it that long now. I've been called everything. Names you wouldn't even want to repeat. And I've gone, think you fancy me there? Where did I come from? That's foreplay.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, I think that's really good advice because I would probably, because from the acting, I'm used to, knowing the script really well and playing by the script. And I am writing at the minute. So, and I'm writing comedy at, telling the stories on script. So I probably could lift it out, but your point on the audience, I still think I'm probably frightened of the audience. So that's a really good tip. So I have to really keep that in mind.
An audience like a dog, they smell fear. And if a dog smells fear, it'll go for you.
Yeah.
But you've got to remember, you can't please everybody. And a lot of comics hate it and they go, oh, they didn't laugh. Well, they didn't laugh because they're listening.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean because they're not laughing, they're not enjoying it.
Yeah.
And you do your material and then you think, that's gone down good, so I'll keep that in. That went down like a lead balloon, so I take that out. And people go, how can you remember over an hour? Well, if you do 6 subjects of 10 minutes, there's an hour, and then I talk about myself.
Yeah.
And I say, my mum used to say, I've never had a boyfriend like all my other mates. I've never had any luck with men. And my mother used to say, oh, never mind, love. And there's a lid. And I said, all my life I must have been a walk. There's no lid. It's like, I still try. And then I said, and there was, I come in the bar the other week, there was a fella at the bar, lovely, all alone. I thought, get in there, he's got a pulse and he's breathing. So anyway, I went up and I said, hello, I see you're all alone, would you like me to join you for a drink when I come off? I said, he sent me a note, and I picked the note up and I go, no, you can't. Now, I know you don't spell can't like that, but I was prepared to give him a chance.
Love it.
But I opened the note on the stage because I go, sent me a note, all chuffed with myself. No, you can't. Now, I know you don't spell can't like that, but could have been dyslexic.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Brilliant. Crissy, the first time I saw you on screen was in the Ken Loach film Lady Bird, Lady Bird. That was such a big success. Won so many awards, didn't it?
I know. I couldn't believe it. And then when I won Silver Bear, I was coming home and I thought, my real name's not Crissy Rock. And I thought, it's got Crissy Rock, and what if they think I've robbed it? Scouser.
But it must have been an amazing experience working with Ken Loach.
Well, when I first went in, I'd never been in a school play. I mean, I was devastated because I was never in a school play. I was like, oh, please, miss, let me play the star. You're dangling on a stick and holding over the thing. No. You'll be all right. Just stand in the back of the choir and move your mouth.
Yeah, but Ken Loach would have loved your realness, because that's what he loves. The real, natural, gritty.
I went in to the audition and all these people had been and everything, this was me in Casualty, and I'd like CVs and all that, and I never had nothing. I was just panicking to get back for the kids out of school. And I walked in this room, and this man was sitting there, and he had a blue denim shirt with buttons on and a pair of jeans and, glasses. And I said, hiya, love, are you come for the film as well? I said, I hope there's no casting couch. I am crap in bed. I said, because you hear about all these things, don't you? And I was just gabbing on to him like that. And I said, hello, I'm Sally Hibbon. This is the director, Ken Loach. Went, oh no. And he just loved us.
We got to talk about Benidorm as well. That must have been such a fun show to do.
Oh, it was. It really was good fun. The thing is that in the early days, it was brilliant because everything was new and exciting and all that. And it got the little click. If you can say that. But it was absolutely brilliant. But years ago, I went on holiday with my kids, and there was a woman who looks after everyone when you get there, and she was just didn't want to be there. So I based me on her, because you go up and say, "Excuse me, what? No, it's on the board." She just anything you'd ask her, it was just like, "What? No, who told you to come to me? No." She just think, "Oh my God, why has she got this job? And how many Prozac is she on a day to keep it?" It was just she just walked blatantly right past you. But she was head of entertainment and everything, and I thought, oh wow, she kept the job.
You've done so much. Last time we spoke, you just come out of the jungle as well. You'd done I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Didn't your false teeth have to be flown in especially for that?
I know. Well, what happened? I thought, I'm not jumping. Well, I didn't want to jump anyway, and I took the teeth out, but I thought they're going to go. You know what I mean? And I seen a woman on YouTube, the old lady jumped out and her teeth fell out. So I thought, well, I better keep them out. So when I got up there, me and Mark Wright was in the aeroplane, in the helicopter, and all we had was a pair of shorts and a small t-shirt. But when them doors opened, the downdraft and the updraft came in and sucked the air right out of your body. And I completely froze. Mark Wright's dangling out the helicopter, screaming, I'm going to die, I'm going to die. He felt like he didn't know whether your skin was on fire or freezing. And I thought, if you're going to die, I'm not coming with you today. And I wouldn't refuse to jump. So when they landed, they didn't land me where everyone had landed with the parachute. But where everyone landed in the parachute, that's where my teeth were. And all I could hear was, where's her teeth? Where's her teeth? And they had to send 2 helicopters, one to film and one to get back. But I was made up because I was going, where's my smile? Come on, where's my smile? All of the ducks screaming, where's her teeth? Where's her teeth? So I was one end of the screaming and my teeth were the other end. The jungle.
Oh, Crissy, sadly we're out of time. We can talk to you all day. This has been amazing.
They're screwed in now, they don't come out. Screwed into here. I always say to the dentist, if you die, will you leave me them that screwdriver? Because the only one that gets them out.
Oh, Crissy, we look forward to seeing you in Belfast on the 9th of September at the Black Box.
Can't wait, Crissy.
You're coming.
Of course we're coming.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll have a wee drink after, yeah?
You carry on with your comedy.
Yes, I will. I'll have to start getting myself out there in some way. Definitely.
Oh, okay then. Thanks for having us. I'll have to see this now. Probably won't pay taken away.
Brilliant. Crissy, thank you.
Crissy, thanks a million.
All right then. Thank you.
And that's all we've got time for on the big show this week.
Yes, thank you to all our guests. And of course, we'll see you back here same time next week. Bye-bye.
See you then.